Hello my dear students, welcome to the class. Today we will be discussing from the chapter migration topics like impact of migration in the source country, that is the origin, and the host country. In this section we will be discussing both the economic as well as the social impact that the host country and the source country faces. As of when we talk about migration and its impact, what we say is in a major concern is the impact that is placed on the population of a place. So the movement of this population creates lot of disparities from to the source country as well as to the host country. So first we will be discussing about the impact of migration on the country of origin, or you can also call it as the source country. So first let's have a look onto its economic impact, its advantages. When we consider economic impact, it is obvious that is related to earning money. And people mostly migrate from rural to urban areas with the hope of earning a better lifestyle in the place where they go to. So now let's first see the place of origin, from where the migration takes place. So in terms of economic prospectus or impact, the first advantage is money earned is sent home. Now this country of origin is their home. They go to some other place to earn. Wherever they earn, they send this money back to this place, that is the country of origin. Say for example, we are here in Hamilton. If we happen to travel to some other places like Delhi, Kolkata or Bengaluru, so Bengaluru is the host place and our Hamilton is the source. So if you are earning in Bengaluru, what happens is like you earn there but you are sending money back to your hometown, that is Hamilton. So this is where we see that the money earned in the host country is sent to the country of origin. Now what happens with this money? It is obvious with this money there will be a lot of changes in your lifestyle, and there obviously is a development within your home. The next is it brings new skills to the country. That means the person who migrates to other country, whenever they return back, they learn something in that country, and when they come to their own place, they bring something helpful to their place which they try to implement and improve the condition. The third is less pressure on resources. Now since most of the people are moving out of this country to another country, so what happens? The country of origin will have less pressure on the resources available in that particular country. Apart from these advantages, there are also disadvantages. Disadvantages is loss of young workforce and increase in dependency. So now we have seen when migration takes place, it's mostly the young people that migrates to earn, because they are considered to be the workforce in terms of their age category. They are energetic, they are strong, and they are much able to do the work efficiently. So hence we see young people when they migrate from this country, that means young people move out of the country of origin, leaving behind a huge gap of working force. Now what happens is when young people completely moves out, what remains is people who are very young, those are children, or very old people. So they are dependents. So this is what happens when young workforce is moving out. There are mostly only the dependents that are remained back in the origin country, originating country or source country. So this is where we get to see increase in the dependencies. Now in terms of social impact, we see the first impact is reduction in population. This is very evident because most of the people are moving out of this place to another place. Second is money sent improves economic status and better standards of living is always witnessed. So what happens in social status is, it's obvious when we go to earn, we are sending money back to our home. So your lifestyle changes. Like I said, your standard of living increases because of the money that have been earned in the host countries. Now disadvantages is, we already now discussed that dependency ratio increases. That means mostly in terms of social impact, we see people who are very old or very young are remained back in the source country. So that results in the increase in the dependency level. Loss of culture and tradition. When most of the people are moving out, the place remains completely void of the cultural appreciation, or you can even say your own traditions, because you're not following that tradition in your own place. Third is fall in marriage rate and family structure breaks. Now, since most of the young people migrate, and when we say young people, it is mostly men who migrate to the other places. So when mostly men are migrating, we get to see that women's or married women's are mostly left alone back home in their source country. So this results sometimes even the family structure to break. Now let us discuss about the impact on the host country. That means the place which is receiving the migrant workers. In this again, an economic impact we see as an advantages. The host country, they gained skilled laborers for cheap. That means at very less price, you can have very good and very well skilled laborers. The skill gap decreases because the leftover portion or the gap which you had because of unavailability of skilled worker. With the migration of migration of the skilled workers, the gap decreases and the earning increases of that particular country. Hence, there is a boost in the economy. While its disadvantage is lack of culture, tradition and language of the host country creates a lot of problem to the people who come to this place. Say for example, we belong to Hamilton Guns. Now we do not know the culture and traditions of South India in details. And it's also very difficult for us to speak South Indian languages. So whenever we go to South to earn, that becomes a major problem for us. The next is over dependencies of migrants on the industries lead to lack of jobs. Now when maximum people travel to the host country, what happens to that particular host country is they may not be able to provide a lot opportunities in terms of job. So this results to most of the migrants remain as jobless people. In terms of social impact, we see the first advantage it can see is creates multi-ethnic society, scope of learning, new culture, language and skills. So multi-ethnic society means, see, we in Hamilton Guns or when we are in West Bengal, so we are mostly the one who speaks Bengali. So that becomes one as cultural aspect. So when we go to another state, there will be a transfer of culture from one community to another. Say for example, we go to Bihar. So Bihar is mostly dominated by Biharis. So what happens there? When people from Bengal, mostly Bengalis, when they travel to Bihar, what happens is the people from Bengal will learn the Bihari culture and people from Bihar will get to learn the Bengali culture. So this is where we see a society being created with multi-ethnic groups. Now in this case, we also get a very good opportunity in learning language, culture and tradition of either of the communities that survives in that particular locality. The next is there is a large inflow of new services or traditions that we get to see. For example, we did not have a very good technological facilities here in Hamilton Guns. But with the upgradation of the communication system in India, we get to witness a lot of services which we never got such in the past. So this is where new services happens to increase. While disadvantages is we get to see dominance of male population in the host country because most of the migrants are male that comes from the rural areas. There is loss of cultural identity. Now since most of the people are outsiders, so there is always a threat for the host country to lose their own culture and tradition. And then what happens is when other people, when migrants are from outside of that particular country or particular state, then what happens is they try to make their own group. So hence there is a separate community group that starts existing in that particular host country. So this is all about the impact of migration on the country of origin as well as on the host country.